everyone. A lot of you had asked me to do a real-time video of my multi-layered leaf printing. So I decided to do that. This is not hyperlapsed for the first bit, but then I repeat the same process over and over. So I did hyperlapse it. Otherwise, this would have been like a 25-30 minute long video, and nobody has the time to sit down for 30 minutes and listen to me talk and do this. So I figured we'd go through it slowly in the first round and then hyperlapse it. So what you see me doing here is take the first layer of color. I just brayered it on. So I am only using golden acrylics in this, the golden paints. And I went through my stash of leaves that I collected freshly that morning and chose some small ones because I wanted to do multiple leaves for the first layer. And again, there's no set way of doing this. You could do one big leaf, you could do multiple small ones, you could do one small one, place them however you'd like. It's kind of do what feels right, just follow your instincts. Many of you say that my gut is not that strong when I'm creating art. It doesn't have to be. Just play, have fun, see what works, see what doesn't work. It's the first layer. It's going to get covered anyway, so might as well experiment. And what I'm using here is not cardstock. You'll see the shiny surface. It's actually the back of photo paper. I had a lot of these at hand, and it meant that I didn't have to cut up a lot of cardstock, which I usually have to size 4x6. These are already pre-packaged 4x6. The only thing to remember when you're using photo paper with a jelly plate is never ever put the shiny side down. I have actually ruined the back side of this particular jelly plate because I put my photo paper down on it accidentally on the shiny side. It tends to strip out the jelly plate, actually just damages it. So you saw me take a first print. I took the leaves out. There was a lot of white. I don't want white in my second layer. I wanted it all yellow. I got some veins in when I put it back down. It's easy to align when you have the same sized photo paper at the bottom of the jelly plate, so you can align the bottom with the top. And then for my second layer, I took another color, which was a contrast color, a high contrast color, and I'm not using maple leaves in this one. I'm using these leaves so that you'll see when I pull the print out, there will be a very distinct outline, and the base image, the yellow image, will show through. So you kind of get a peek at the maple leaves, and the defining image is the one that you used at the end. That becomes your top layer. So I just pulled out another print. That's the ghost print, the green one that you see on the side, and now I'm just kind of building my layers by using different colors. I'll do the same thing where I take a base layer, and I found these cool things. They were like pine coney, but I'm not really sure, but they look like rosebuds. So I thought they would make a cool background. So I just got those, but they wouldn't have gone well with the green ghost print that I just got. So I took two other blank photo paper sheets and just put those on. Now this is in hyperlapse mode because now you kind of know the drill. Put the color on, put some leaves on, get a print, see how it looks. If it doesn't look like it's very distinct, if it looks like, okay, this can still continue to be a base layer, just keep adding more layers. So right now I have 2 layers on those 2 particular magenta photo paper sheets, and I'm just kind of building layers. And once I pull a print out like this one, it's a very well-defined print with those 2 magenta leaves showing through from the deep greenish blue color. I'm satisfied with that, so I set that aside. But this other one I'll keep building. So this is the previous green ghost print that I had got of the leaves that I didn't use again because I'm using a yellowish green, and it'll kind of blend in. So there's a lot of trial and error, and as I said in my earlier recording that I had posted and shared on YouTube, which was all hyperlapse, that it is just a matter of building layers, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. You'll really see the results, and you'll know that, okay, this is done. And if it doesn't feel done, just keep at it. It doesn't matter if a piece has 6 layers, 7 layers, 2 layers, 5 layers. Doesn't really matter. It's what does it look like to you? Does it look good to you? If it looks good to you, you can stop. If you feel like, no, it needs something else, then you can keep building layers. Another thing to keep in mind when doing these is that you can always add other embellishments. You can always use your Posca markers. You can always use some kind of markers. Sakura has some really good markers. You could use those. You could even add textures. You could use some collage work, use deli paper. There's so much you can do with these prints. So it doesn't have to be, in my case, I just liked the purity of it. I didn't want to embellish. I usually do embellish, but I just wanted it to be the jelly plate, the monoprint, the colors kind of doing their own talking and not have to do embellishments. So that's why I kept layering, and I didn't stop until I felt like, okay, this was a final print and there was nothing more needed. But for some of these, you can actually stop after 2 layers, and if it still doesn't look like it's a finished print, then that's fine. Just embellish it later with something else. You can go a variety of different ways with these. So again, I just want to emphasize that don't get yourselves in a bind. Don't feel pressurized to achieve that final look. There's lots of different perspectives. Everybody has their own opinion on what is a final look. So see what makes you happy. And that really is the point of going through this process, is experimentation and discovery, because you really don't know what the final print is going to look like. And like in this one, the print that you just saw me get, I thought that was the final print, but somehow there was something missing, and I kind of set it aside for a couple of minutes, and then I went back to it, and it resulted in something completely different. So just keep trying, see what works, see what doesn't work. You're not getting graded on any of this. It's just for fun. It's a technique that you're learning. It's playtime. For me, at least, it is. It's a lot of accidental discoveries and mistakes I make. So there's just a whole process, and it's about enjoying the process. It's about taking in the journey and not really the destination. But if the prints end up being gorgeous, then that's a bonus. So continue watching. I'll share the final prints at the very end of this video. Enjoy the music, and as usual, if you have any questions, please ask me, and I will be happy to respond either on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. You can also private message me if there's confusion about something, if you want to know particular things, specific things. I also will link to my page that has the shopping list of tools that I particularly like. You can have a look at that if you'd like, if you're just starting out. If you feel that there are other tips or tricks that I should share, you have some up your sleeve, please share with me. And it's just a wonderful process. So I do hope you enjoy these prints, and I hope that you will try this technique out and just have fun and share the outcome with the rest of us. Thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate your taking the time to watch, to appreciate, to learn, to discover, and to play.